So this is a bow training session for beginners. It's perfect if you know the basics and you want to improve your strength. Make sure to let me know in the comments below how hard you found this session on a scale of 1 to 10 after you've finished it. If you want to skip past the instructions, simply fast forward to the time displayed on the screen now, and let's roll the intro and then get to the instructions. So today we're going to do 4 exercises, 30 seconds of activity, 30 seconds of rest, and then we're going to repeat that for 4 sets, unless you don't hit that like button, and in that case you have to do 5 sets. So let's now show you what the exercises are. So the first exercise is a shot trainer draw, and that's simply with a band. You could do this with a light bow if you're strong enough, but start with a band. Get your band, get a shot trainer. This is just a handmade shot trainer replica that I've made myself, and I'll show you in a separate video how to make this. But you use a shot trainer, attach it to the band, and you simply put your elbow in the shot trainer, and you're just going to come up and draw to full draw, and then back to set up and back to full draw, and repeat this. So you come up and you draw, back to set up, back to full draw, back to set up, back to full draw. Obviously this isn't actually the real full draw position, but what we're doing here is working the correct muscles in the back and drawing the bow in a correct motion by leading from the elbow. So that's why this is useful. If you don't have this, then you can just do it with your fingers and repeat the exercise anyway. But it is better with this. So some key points here. You want to make sure that you keep your shoulder in a relaxed, neutral position. You don't want to encourage any bunching up here. You want to make sure the shoulder's relaxed. You want to make sure the elbow isn't too high or too low like this. And you want to make sure that the draw arm is in a correct position that you would normally have during your shot. And you're not you're not doing this or anything, because that's not what you would shoot like. So you simply come to full draw and then back. And all the time you're being controlled, and what you'll feel here is a lot of activation in the lower muscles of your right scapula, your lower traps, your lats and stuff like that. So this is a really good exercise for that. Now the next exercise in the set is actually with a bow. So ideally you would get a light bow. If you're strong enough, you can do this with your own bow, but it's basically just full draw expansions. So you just come to full draw and you continue to expand for 2 to 3 seconds as you would normally, and then you come down and repeat this. So in this 30 seconds we're going to have, you would just do this a couple of times in the 30 seconds. So you would come up, expand, come down, come up, expand, come down. So maybe 2 or 3 times in the 30 seconds. You don't want to rush it, but you just want to go through your whole shot and make sure you do the expansion. So you just come up and then expand, and then come down, and then just repeat that in that 30-second window. When you're coming down, make sure that you don't lurch forward and allow your shoulder to crumple up and compress. You want to come down as in a controlled way, and then just repeat the exercise. The next exercise is with the shot trainer again on the band. Again, you could do this with the bow if you're much stronger, but definitely start with the band and see how you go with it. So again, with the shot trainer, you simply come up to full draw with the shot trainer on your elbow. You draw as you were before, and you come to full draw, and then now you just hold. And as you're holding there, you feel, when you're doing it, you would have your face pointed to the target as you would normally, but I'm just demonstrating here. So you would come to full draw and then hold, and just focus on the feeling of the scapula in the correct position, using the lower muscles of the back, keeping the direction from the elbow, and everything being in nice alignment. You don't want your bow shoulder off. You don't want to sacrifice that. You want to be in nice alignment, good position, head turned to the target, elbow rotated, all the technical things that you need to do. Now finally, the last exercise I call band flies, and this is simply with the TheraBand again. You can leave the shot trainer on there for this because it will make the circuit more quick. So you simply get the band out in front of you, and ideally you would do this slowly and controlled. So you would just expand with the band and then back. And while you're doing this, you want to feel the correct muscles of the back. Expand with the band and back. Expand with the band and back. And when you're doing this, you might want a slightly heavier band than the one you were using before. So it's up to you what band you use, but you would just have that expansion and then come back. And you need to keep the shoulders nice and low in a neutral position, no hunching up of the shoulders, and you should feel some work in the back and also in the pec as well, because you're resisting that band pressure that's pulling you forwards. So you would just do that one for 30 seconds too. So those are the 4 exercises. Now I'm going to start the timer and get going with the circuit.